Hey everyone, I'm Gitai Givingi. Together with Rangutu, we're presenting ANGAWATCH, Kenya's first cognitive community. Our entry for Power the Community 2026, representing Kenya. Anga is Swahili for sky and watch means guardian. So I will do the first half and Ryan will take over the rest. Our geolocation, we're in Yatta, Machakos County. We looked at multiple sites and chose this one because every constraint we care about lines up at these coordinates. 101.9 hectares, all independently verified. The key figure is solar irradiance at 5.18 kilowatt hours per square meter per day. That is what makes the solar array work at this location. Kisimani Ward along C100 road, there's already a township, schools, and parish next to us, so residents are joining an existing community. 8 reasons. The elevation keeps temperatures at 17 to 27 degrees year round. So 2,000 homes need zero air conditioning. That removes major energy load through site selection alone. Soil is laterite that we press into building blocks on site at 35% less than concrete. The Yatta Canal, 2 kilometers away, gives us water at less than 0.4% of its flow. And KPLC substation, 4 kilometers out, makes it possible to sell surplus electricity back to the grid. We did a site visit. The reddish earth is laterite. The slide shows what is around us. This is Kitimani Township. These hospitals, canals, a highway, and developed land surrounded by existing infrastructure. So the canal and KPLC line give us what we need. But look at the deficit side. 70% of homes there cook on charcoal. Indoor PM 2.5 hits 300 versus a WHO limit of 15. And essential workers are stuck renting with no equity. So we did community interviews. We interviewed a teacher, a Buddha operator, and a deputy principal before designing anything. Same issues every time. Unreliable power, high commuting costs, cooking fuel, and no affordable housing. Before food or school fees, basic costs are 36,100 per month. After 25 years of paying that rent, you own nothing. That is what we are targeting. The problem, we documented 6 problems. First is air pollution. 3.2 million deaths per year from cooking on solid fuels. In Machakos, PM 2.5 during cooking is 67 times the WHO safe limit. Energy poverty. KPLC reaches maybe half the homes there. They charge 25 per kilowatt hour and gives you 15 to 25 outages a year. Our microgrid delivers 9 per kilowatt hour and it has a 99% uptime. Cooking costs. Charcoal costs family around 2,500 to 4,000 per month. Our circle buys LPG from Total at a 15% discount. A family switching from charcoal will save about 2,700 per month. Transport poverty. Matatu commuters spend up to 8,000 per month. Our e-Matatu route halves that. Border operators spend 6,000 to 8,000 on petrol. We switch to electric swaps at 1,500. Healthcare. Doctor to patient ratio in Machakos is 1 to 8,000 versus WHO recommends 1 to 1,000. We place a 50-bed level 3 health center inside the community with telemedicine links. Education. Classrooms here average over 50 pupils. We guarantee 30, supported by 300 resident teacher families. Our energy system. We looked through 9 sources and we picked solar PV and community biogas. The KPLC grid stays there for backup and net metering. For our solar PV, we choose the Jinko and the SMA chip as our inverters. Our hand calculation and sunny design simulation came within 0.6% of each other. These are two independent methods and they gave us the same answer. Our layout. We lay our panels across rooftops, carports, facilities, not on agricultural land. The surplus, we sell back to the grid. Biogas. The key here is our dairy partnership. We provide land, water, napier grass for 40 cows. The farmer delivers manure. The genset runs during evening peaks with the best benefit cost ratio in the project at 2.8. Our battery system. Lithium iron phosphate, 6,000 plus cycle life, handles Yatta's heat. It carries the community sunset to 8 a.m. If we hit consecutive cloudy days, there is a protocol. It load sheds at 30%, KPLC at 20%, diesel genset for the clinic at 10%. KPLC intertie. We import about 550,000 worth of electricity from KPLC, but we sell and export about 16.5 million. The community earns 30 times what it pays. M-Pesa smart meter. Residents pay via M-Pesa at cash 9 instead of 25 shillings. A typical family saves about 2,400. Our water cycle. So demand is about 902 cubic meters per day. A solar pump draws from Yatta Canal between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on its own dedicated array, so it does not touch the battery. 2,000 cubic meter elevated tank gives us 2 days of autonomy. Agricultural irrigation is completely separate from potable water. Canal water goes through flocculation, sun filtration, RO plus UV, then gravity distribution. Black water from toilets feeds into 3 anaerobic digesters, producing 220 cubic meters of biogas per day. The digestate goes to the farm as fertilizer. Grey water. Grey water from showers and sinks goes to reed-bed wetlands, then to the farm via solar drip irrigation. Nothing is discharged raw. Our housing. These are some 2D floor plans that we made for our house and the load schedules. So according to our hybrid plan, we want 91.5% of the residents to own home at completion. The one-bedroom studios will be remaining at rental. We use CSEB blocks, which are laterite, 5% cement, certified to Kenyan standard. This is 46,500 per square meter versus the original 60,000 for concrete, saving money. So here is the CSEB blocks. Our Ekeja 5-story block are a block of apartments where our tenants will live. And this is the site plans for the whole ANGAWATCH site. Let me hand over to Ryan now.
Thanks, thanks, Gitahi. Every apartment has an ESP32 microcontroller embedded in it, 2000 nodes, doing real-time monitoring, automated switching, and demand response across the community. We chose ESP32 because it handles Yatta's heat, handles 230 volts, has built-in Wi-Fi, open source firmware, no subscriptions. We built the prototype ourselves. Every sensor on this table is justified by a specific energy saving or safety outcome. The power monitor feeds the billing system, PIR saves 18% on lighting, temperature sensor controls fan, LDR prevents overlighting during the day, and BESS feed triggers community-wide load shedding when storage drops below 30%. The total system costs 6.96 million, annual savings 5.9 million. So the whole smart home network pays for itself in under 14 months. And when storage drops low, all 2000 water heaters defer automatically. 6 megawatts of demand flexibility without anyone doing anything. The Hunger Home app puts energy monitoring, M-Pesa billing, control rooms, automation rules on every resident's phone. Residents can see exactly what their fridge, TV, and light costs per day. The app also shows community battery status so people understand why water heater deferred. 7 core screens. There's an energy leaderboard per cluster. The most efficient household gets a 5% dividend bonus from the cooperative. That creates a positive incentive to save energy. Section 7, the community. 12 amenities. Everyone either reduces what residents spend or generates community revenue. Health center, 50-bed level 3 facility with its own dedicated battery and automatic transfer switch, so neonatal incubators and vaccine cold chain never lose power, staffed by resident doctors and nurses who get premium housing as a retention incentive. Primary and secondary, 1,400 students combined, class sizes of 30 instead of the national 50 plus. The deputy principal from our interviews would move his family here because the schools are now on site. This for the high school, and this one was for the primary school. The complete agricultural cooperative, food security, flour exports, dairy lease, and cold storage, zero outgoing energy costs for irrigation thanks to the gravity header. 5 e-matatus, 50 border borders, solar pod, swap station. Transport costs residents roughly half. The Juakali zone has 50 workshop bays, and the market strip generates 92 million per year for the cooperative. Machakos County currently has 85% Christians, and not providing a cultural worship space would be culturally inappropriate. Recreation, football pitch, playgrounds, courts, running track, food forest, and communal laundry courts. Currently there's Wi-Fi, which is not a luxury, and nurses need HIF, telemedicine, and people need Wi-Fi to also order stuff. 55% of waste goes to biogas, 25% to recycling, 18% to landfill, no incineration. The cooperative runs under cap for 90, 1 vote per household, 40% of surplus goes to residents as the annual dividend. 20 clusters of 64 families each. The Ekeja units arranged around a shared central courtyard, each cluster self-contained, village within the village. Source separation at the point of generation. Toilets go one way, sink showers go another. So that means black water never meets the grey water. And we have the water recycling and the grey water treatment. Currently, you have an ANGAWATCH owned and managed community registered under Kenya's cooperative societies. Each resident family is a member. Each person has their own vote. The slide Community infrastructure is not a cost center, it's the revenue engine that makes ANGAWATCH financially self-sustainable with 79 per year net. Every amenity reduces monthly spend or generates cooperative revenue designed to be highly desirable place to live in, not just affordable with things such as a health center, primary school, secondary school, industrial zone, commercial strips, and sports complex. Flood warning. Yatta is a convergence of three basins. A 50 mm storm generates over 31,000 cubic meters of runoff in hours. We built a flood early warning system, ESP32 centers, LSTM AI forecasting, SMS alerts in Swahili. It runs on the community microgrid, so it stays up during the storm. Total stormwater buffer is 23,500 cubic meters. We have 5 nodes, 1 hour system. Each node monitors a specific water body around ANGAWATCH. Together they form a complete watershed intelligence network from canal intake to residential retention, sending SMSs to people in the community. The integration is a safety feature and intelligence layer that turns ANGAWATCH from a well-engineered housing estate into a self-aware, climate-resilient community that protects its own assets. The next generation of the ANGAWATCH integration moves beyond alerts to automated action and has the Yatta Farm agricultural IoT metrics of return. This is how we pay for it. The capital stack. We have 12.212 billion total. An important point on the side, construction finance, exit finance are different. The DFI bonds builds it, KMRC mortgage sells, pay it back. Different money, different moments. Listing them together will be double counting. The bond is 65.8% capital, 3 potential lenders, AFDB, IFC, and AIIB. 2 billion from government sources. AHP funding brings the 3-bedroom EMI from 40,000 to 33,000. The county board covers roads, water, schools, and health center. SACCO deposits are 10% collected off land buyers, construction that proves real demand to lenders. Ford sold at $6 per ton, contributing 163 million, only 1.3% of the capital stack. KMRC funds banks at 5%. Banks lend to 8.99, fixed for 25 years. 2-bedroom at 33,000 per month is 30% of the 110,000 gross income, exactly at the KMRC ceiling. That's what makes the unit ownership accessible. The 1,130 2-bedroom and 700 3-bedroom units sale together generates about 7.9 billion, which retires the entire DFI bond. The net debt at completion is only at 63 million. Affordability. Every debt to income figure on this slide is calculated from TSK and NSC salary scales, not modified, and based on what teachers and nurses actually earn. 1 M-Pesa payment per month, automatically split into mortgage, energy, SACCO, maintenance, and sinking fund. For 2-bedroom family, that's about 36,000 per year. The billing software costs 2.5 million to build, saves the community 57.6 million per year versus KPLC rates. The table shows the full life cycle. Projects turn into net positive in year 4 from unit sales, break even on total capital by year 24, equity IRR 12 to 15%. Year 5, steady state, 182 million in, 79 million net surplus after cost and tax. 40% goes to residents as annual dividend, 15,800 per household per year. 6 risks mitigation on the side. Biggest mortgage default, handled by cycle title, retention, and smart meters. That cap is a basic tier instead of cutting it off. So there are 4 phases, every risk mitigated. The 4 years to first occupancy, we have the 4 phases: foundation, energy and education, housing, and enterprise. A benchmark scorecard is on screen. Energy cost and share income drops 4 to 7% down to 1%. Carbon drops 97%. Every metric improves. These are the innovators, Witui, Ryan, and Gitai Gidinji. And this is ANGAWATCH, 2,000 families, solar, biogas, 50-bed clinic, 2 schools, electric transport, flood warning, cooperative, and where every household has 1 vote. This model works. This is ANGAWATCH. Thank you.